hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. AMP2.tv presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.tv. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airways and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to Tell Us Your Biz Brooklyn Cafe Show After Hours. Talk to Me Tuesday, live at WWNN 95.3, 96.9 FM, and 1470 AM. I am afraid to ask my partner over here to talk to me, so I'm going to just give you out the phone number, 888-565-1470. Say hi to Mr. Radio. See what he's got going on over there on the other side of this station.
I never seen so many things go wrong at the last second. This
you know
is
why
no
that
different.
is?
Yeah, you're going to do that retrograde
It
thing.
is Mercury retrograde, but we're coming out of it. We've got 2 more days, and phew, we're going to be rocking and rolling right into June.
This is unbelievable. I can't work the cameras. I can't do nothing. Anyway.
You frozen? Anyway, happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday to you. No, it's just that this new angle that we have going here just doesn't work.
Well, the nice thing is, for those of you that have been to our studio at WWNN, you'll see that next time you come, we've changed it around a little bit to give everyone a little more studio audience room and participation as we roll into summer, and hopefully people's schedules are going to be more open so they can come down here to the studio, check out some live shows here and at the cafe.
I wanted to do tonight's show, and I'm just stalling here because I don't know what else to do. I'm talking about the summer. I want to talk about the summer here in Boca Raton and in Florida, completely in Florida. Because, don't tell me I just did that.
Here at sunny South Florida, summer seems to be a bit of a conundrum, I think, for some people. And I'm not really quite sure why, because Florida is so amazing that we have businesses all year round. We've got local businesses, small businesses, communities. We actually, in Amp Media Productions, we have a new show starting tomorrow. And it is a spiritual show. What I'm finding, though, Freddie, and you as well, people are tapping more into their spirituality right now and more into, hopefully, faith and, no pun intended, hope of what's coming up. And growing and doing what's going on and planning events. I spoke with Boca Magazine on my way here today. They are planning some big events coming up for season in November and then into fall and winter. So a lot of great things happening here.
I just don't understand the mentality of certain people, certain businesses who are taking the defensive. And I'm trying to figure out why in the world would anybody take the defensive because it's summer. So if people want to call it and explain it to me. Now, people are saying to me that there's snowbirds and this and this and that. But I don't think that that's going to be a problem until we make it a problem, correct?
I can tell you one thing. We have clients within the elder care population and community, and their businesses are growing and growing, and the connections and the networking that they meet with us at the cafe and our network is growing. I've got more people coming in this week to grow this platform. So if it's under the thought of people leave and it's snowbirds, that's not the case anymore. We have a population that stays and businesses that continue to grow and to do.
So I don't get it. Why is it that everybody has decided?
Not everybody, just a select few.
Well, the select few. The ones that have been doing the hustle for 2 years, 3 years of COVID, and they've done the hustle, and it has been tough to get back. But I see people shutting down for the summer. So I guess you shut your business down for the summer?
It's interesting because their businesses aren't shutting down, but they're pulling back. And there's so many ways I can go with this. I can go my woo-woo hope. We talked today about mindset, right, on our show today. We had 2 phenomenal, empowered women talking about mindset, of leveling up growth, of success, and what it is to overcome childhood traumas, to go into the idea of mindset for business growth, right? So you can go that way. that mindset.
You're not gonna go with the
of
trauma.
lack.
You're not gonna go down the trauma.
I'm not, because I want people to watch today's show. The mindset of lack, right? If you believe you don't have and you start pulling funds back and you stop doing what you knew what grows your business, then what will you get with that mindset? You will get lack.
If you don't let people know what you do, then how does that increase your awareness in the community?
Sure.
If you stop doing what got you to where you're at, and it's not at the point that you want it to be, do you think that by pulling back, you're going to get to the point you want to be? I'm totally confused with the people that we met today. I'm totally confused with their approach towards the summer dilemma. Nobody likes the summer dilemma. Nobody, not even us.
There wouldn't be a dilemma if there weren't businesses that pull back and lack. And what that does is it sends this whole cascade of other people into a panic. But you and I, thank goodness, we have been busy and new people have coming in, new clients and new shows. There are some clients that go different ways, but then new ones come forward and you keep going and going, and we keep sending out emails and there's new contracts. You just sent out a contract to the UK.
Yes.
That's now being
To
translated
Germany,
into
actually.
Germany.
Yeah.
Right? So you can never stop growing a business. You must continue and continue planting the seeds. And once, Jordana's going, I'm sure, to continue this whole conversation later on the 7:30 show. Another perfect example.
I just feel bad because there are companies that we've asked them to bite the bullet and keep going. And a lot of these companies are decided that either they've had enough, they don't understand the summer, they don't understand the game plan, they've changed their approach. I don't get it. And it just doesn't make any sense to me, because here you are, you want to bring it home third quarter. So we got to get through the summer to get to third quarter. You're not going to retract to get ahead. That makes absolutely no sense.
It goes to mindset. And that does go back to our show today. And I will, I always hope that we give hope in education. And some of the things, the positive things I saw today, that our crew and our summer crew, and check out our social media posts and check out our newsletter. They did a phenomenal job spotlighting our summer crew. And those of you that know, most of our crew are interns. And we have a lot of varying exceptionalities within our crew. We have some that have been with us for years, like Slick. Alana is moving on to an amazing competition of Miss Florida in 2 weeks. And then if she wins that, then she moves on to the Miss America competition. Amazing things that come out of our studio. And when people talk ROI and business, to me, there's so much more to what we do in our business. It's relationships. It's watching our crew grow, and sometimes they move on because they have to, but to see where they came from and where they are now. We've had crew that are now working at Miami Heat doing marketing that were interns with us years ago. Some people have incredible jobs, and to know that we have been a part of that, and all of our clients and listeners for all these years have been a part of their growth and their experience. There's so much more to that.
We placed kids at the New York Times, New York Post up in New York City.
Right.
Remember that phone call I got? And they were asking me because they wanted to hire this young lady that we had. And I said, if I could keep her, I would. I wouldn't let you hire her. And she's still there. The amazing thing, okay, you've been working with the Children's Television Network now for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I see the light, but I want to do something else. So this Saturday, I'm going to help you set up the board because we are going to be doing cartoons.
Wow.
We have Mr. Charms, who's going to lead the brigade, and he's going to welcome all the kids to cereal, cartoons, and put your socks on, whatever that means. But these are all the different ideas. We have comic strips coming out. We have a comic strip that has a voiceover, and there are going to be 12 voiceovers on this thing to entertain kids on the weekend, to teach them something. Now, these ideas we've had for a long time. We just didn't have the manpower to get it accomplished.
It's a different crew, right?
And everything changes today.
We've got new crew. We even work with vocational rehab programs for some of our crew. And our new crew, they are so amazing. They thank us for the opportunity, because some of these kids that are coming out of school, they don't have an opportunity because they don't have 2 years of experience. They don't have things on their resume that can get them into that next level of production. but they learn with us, and everyone has been so kind and patient. And here we now have these amazing kids cartoons coming out. And you wait till you see what Bailey has created, right? This entire storyboard.
Yes. And and we were told that couldn't be done in a week, and she's going to get it done.
She did in like 3 days, right?
And she's amazing. And I got to give Bailey a message because there's a client that came and asked me to tell Bailey they need something she's working on as soon as possible, and they want it sent. So I got to call her today to do that. But it's an accomplishment. You know, there isn't any such thing as you can't. You just got to find a way. Now, you had an interesting guest on the air today, the second guest, who is in a movie, and she believes in the you can't believe in the negative. You just got to keep going and finding another way.
You have to find another way. In business, you have to think out of the box. And I think if COVID taught anyone anything in business, it's about thinking outside of the box. Old ways from 2.5 years ago do not work. And what you did those 2.5 years till now, you got to find still another way, because now business is continuing to change. What people want from business is continuing to change. Finances to afford to do, gas, renting. I mean, we learned so much. I learned so much from the shows that we get to produce. What it's like for the millennials and Gen X, Z, I don't even know what
All
they're-
the gen letters.
They can't afford rent, so they're moving back home. So they've gone to college, they've gone to grad school, they've got amazing careers, but yet they still can't afford rent now in this inflation market of South Florida.
That's right. They got to find another way.
You think about what that does to their psyche, right, to move back home. And families are welcome, always welcome you back home, but you also know it changes their independence level. What they've achieved, now they feel, they perceive, which perception is still reality in people's minds, what that feels like. And it just gets harder and harder to take that step forward.
The funny thing is, like I say to them, I say to our clients, people have to know what you do. So Josh 3, because we have 3, plays the guitar, one show. He gets a gazillion hits. He shows me on his phone companies all the way from California.
Really?
They want to collaborate with him. So what does he tell me? He goes, what do I do?
We're good.
So I said to him, what do you mean, what do I do? What do I do? I says, you answer them. So he answered 2 today, and he got 2 on the weekend.
Wow.
What happens is if people know you have a talent and they have a need, they're going to ask you to collaborate, and you have to form your own deal. Now, I'm not telling you you're going to hit lotto, but at least you're going to play something, play the ticket, and people are going to talk to you. Again, he was on his P's and Q's today. Those productions today were solid.
I got to tell you, we had the boys on the board, which I loved. And after the show, he says to me, one of them, military, you call him, says to me, I had to listen to everything you had to say. He said, and at one point I was telling him to change the sound, to do this and this and this. I said, but that's how production is
That's
run.
how it's run.
And to have a new crew come in, as you always say, with no bad habits, that we have this amazing opportunity to teach them and train them to do production. And when they get it, it's wow. You know, to hear a clean production, wow.
It's amazing. And they were talking, they were communicating. And then when they went to the B study, they did the podcast, the Rebooted, they were communicating there as well. It came off without a hitch. Not a problem. I got to tell you, it was a good day of production today. Everything worked. Everything was solid, and everything was on point.
And that's so much what we get to do. We have a new show starting tomorrow from our theater, and it's called Mystic Spiritual Alchemist with Rose Lambert. Now, Rose is this angel that I think just dropped from the heavens last Monday with a message from Spirit that she needed to have her show and share some messages from Spirit and God, the universe, whatever you all believe in. And she starts her first show tomorrow. So all of those elements have been created, and they are amazing. And she's been in every day going through things and practicing. Her show airs tomorrow, her first show. It's an hour show on Wednesdays starting at 2 o'clock.
She was practicing today. Good stuff. It's always best to have people coming in with ideologies, philosophies. I love the new people because they don't know what to expect. They don't know what's going to happen. Now, there's a seminar that tomorrow starts at 6 o'clock in the morning.
But you can download it at any point, and it's a free summit that you can download. 21 of the most highly empowered mentors, Hay House authors, entrepreneurs, CEOs from across the world that are working on this summit and that is on. I will get you the website for that.
What
one.
is the website?
The website is. I'm going to. I
What
knew
was
you were
her
going to
name?
throw that at me.
What was her website?
Kathy Walterhouse,
She is the
the rule breaker.
she's the rulebreaker.com.
Yes.
What a name, the rulebreaker.com.
I got to tell you, you can't throw these things out to me. And I knew you were going to do that also.
The rulebreaker.com. You go on there, you can pick up these things. I'm going to be listening to it's 21 days, right?
The professionalrulebreaker.com.
Professionalrulebreaker.com. It's 21 days, correct?
21 days, and it takes 21 days to create a new habit, which becomes a lifestyle, and to put it into your lifestyle. So go to theprofessionalrulebreaker.com, click at the top, find Summit, click. It is free, a free 21-day summit. And I have to tell you, I think there's always a little nugget of something, of some information that you're going to get from every single interview.
Well, she's an unbelievable speaker. She sold over $1 billion with a B dollars in merchandise. She's a closer. She is very good in business. But what a nice person. I mean, just nice all the way around. And I'm looking forward to doing and listening to what she has to say. 21 different mentors. And I gotta tell you, don't miss out on this. It's the professional
rulebreaker.com. And it's about breaking the good rules. It's about breaking the stereotypes in business and in life, because sometimes personal life rolls into business and your business rolls into your personal life. You can't really take one away without affecting the other one, and what all of that looks like. And so many of the things that we talked about today are how life impacts us in business, how these traumas and triggers. I don't even love the word trauma, because there are triggers that she talked about that I don't consider traumas in my life. But there are people that have had truly traumatic childhoods. So that holds itself onto trauma, and what it's like to heal from that trauma and then move on to life and take those experiences and hopefully heal the relationships and do what you have to do in life and in business. Because, and this we know from psychology, 3 generations hold the same types of trauma. Typically, that you say studies show, if you're in an abusive household, it takes 3 generations. It will continue until someone says, you know what, I need to break this cycle.
Enough is enough.
But there's so many things that we learn today.
But
that
don't you
affect
need
that.
to know what the trigger is in order to break the cycle? You know, people get up in the morning and they feel tired and they feel sluggish. And then they go through the whole day feeling that way. Is that depression? Is that you feeling not up to par? In our business, we got to bring it. You know, there's no second place. Remember that movie, Second Place Means Last Place? You can't do that. You have to bring it. You got to bring it. And then when you're tired, you got to bring it some more.
You got to keep going.
So how do you analyze the trigger? How do you identify the trigger without having to go to somebody who says, you got a trigger? Because you're never going to listen to somebody else telling you got a trigger.
It's really interesting because I said this today. I think I had a great childhood. Been very blessed with a really great childhood. But
You were looking around today.
But the things that she talked about that she considers childhood traumas and triggers, I thought, holy smoke, I would never consider these traumas or triggers. I mean, she even talked about having a parent that was a workaholic growing up. You said to me, you always thought that was something to look up to aspire to be, not as a trigger of a childhood trauma, right?
It's a trigger. It's
of
not
what that looks like.
She scared me with that one. She scared me with obesity. She scared me with eating the wrong things, ignoring your kid because you have to work 2-3 jobs. There's no excuse for that. I was like, wow. I was floored today.
And I was thinking also of the lack of when we raise our kids. Many of us struggled, right? We're starting out. We're young families, and you do what it takes to raise your kids. Put food on the table, put gas in your car. And kids see that, we can't have that because we have to do this. It's being honest with your kids, but that apparently is also a lack mindset. So as your children grow up, they too are thinking, I can't afford this. I need to hold on to the money. What will my life be like? Well, I have to eat ramen noodles because this is this generational consistency.
Right.
How do you change raising your kids if you really can't afford what you have to do? Do you not tell them? So do they walk around not knowing? That's a whole nother way of parenting as well.
What about
I
you
don't know.
having your first child, never had a child, and you don't know how to raise a child?
Who knows, right? No, we don't get parenting
And you're going to
books.
have to go through all this as well?
I feel, and so she emailed and she sent me some other topics that she wants to come back on and talk about this healing parent-child relationship. Because as parents, we all do the best we can do. Do we all make mistakes? 100%.
But you're expected to make mistakes. That's what parenting is about.
But if we make a mistake and it negatively impacts our child for the rest of their life,
But you're doing
then you
it,
feel
and then what she call it, the unconscious mistake
the
trigger,
unconscious,
trigger,
right?
because you don't realize you're making a mistake.
And being a workaholic, right? Your parents provided. Your dad worked how many jobs to put food on the table?
But I didn't consider him a workaholic. I consider him a hardworking man.
A hardworking man, right? So he wasn't home, and then it's just so interesting, different perceptions and how it triggers different people. You talk about siblings and the golden child and all these things that you maybe didn't feel as if you were the favorite or your sister was, but
what about
they perceive
separation
that.
anxiety because one of the parents isn't there? Daughters with fathers more
Huge.
than sons with mothers, and they're not there, and they get the separation anxiety going. Triggers all sorts of other problems.
But then that affects business, and that's
When you get older, yes.
That's the unbelievable thing, that it affects everything in your life. And she's got programs to help. And I mean, she's just unbelievable. So more to come with that as well.
I had my 9-year-old lemonade stand. No wonder why I didn't make money.
See, but that's a mindset of lack. And Jordana's going to tell you to stop. You can't say things like that.
I got to tell you, I made a lot of money when I was 9, 10, 11, 12. I did. I worked at Army and Navy stores. I worked lemonade stands. I sold whatever. And now I'm beginning to think that I did that because I was trying to mimic my father, who was never home. He was always working. Got up at 5:30 in the morning. He didn't come home till 9 o'clock. I was in bed sleeping already. And now I'm beginning to understand my mindset. I don't stop.
You don't stop.
But it's a problem. And now I feel guilty because Freddie and Gio suffered because of it.
But look, there are successful men now. They're raising their own boys, right? So talk about, you've got the 3 generations, maybe 4. You've got your dad, you, your boys, and now what they pass on to their boys.
Yeah, but Gio is different with Joey. I can't say Freddie is, but Gio is very different. And I sat all weekend for 4 days and I looked. And I said, and then this thing came today, and it just put all those pieces of the puzzle together for me.
How did it change for you?
It showed me that my way wasn't always the right way. He's very close to his son. They do things together. They play toys. Joey's communication for 3 is so clear, like a bell. And he communicates. He tells you what he wants, what he doesn't want. He tells his father, you did that wrong. You got to do it this way. I mean, maybe it's a little bit over the top for a 3-year-old, but I see how close he does. And I should have been that close with my kids. But I was working 10 jobs.
But you were doing what you thought was the right thing at that time, right? Generations are different now.
I tell you, it was shocking today. But anyway, today's thing isn't about me. Today's thing is about the business. The summer's coming. There are plenty of opportunities. The funny thing is, what I'm looking at now is more people are going to drop low for the summer. That's going to open up more opportunities for us, like we did with COVID when it first started. Remember? We didn't shut down. We saw the nuggets and we went after them, and it paid off.
And our artists are having a big summer sale at the studio on our art gallery, so come on by. We've got a pop-up sale. All the artists are working to get their artwork into your home. So all you have to do is stop in or call us. We have a lot of things posted. Our summer crew is posted. A lot of great things. New shows coming out of the theater. All we can say is there is always hope. And grow your business. Don't have a lack mentality. 100%. Got to keep going. Find another way. Restructure whatever you need to do. And I can't wait to see what Jordana's going to talk about on Ready, Set, Go Beyond. So always give us a call at 888-565-1470. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.